Hi, I'm Golf Digest Top 50 International Teacher Tom Stickney, and welcome to the Punta Mita Golf Academy. Once again, we're stuck here in quarantine. Not a lot of fun. We're waiting for that golf course to open and the world to get back to normal. So hopefully this thing will blow over soon and we can go work on our golf game out in the open. While you're in quarantine, what we want to do is we want to help you to learn how to do certain things that are going to make you better when you come back. And one of the biggest things that people want to do is they want to hit the driver further. They want to hit it better, they want to hit it further, and they want to hit it longer. And one of my most important things as I get older at 49, obviously I'm not as flexible as I used to be. Some people are built kind of long and lanky, and they have that great flexibility, and they just have to be blessed with that throughout their whole life. I was not blessed that way. So I have to work very diligently on making sure that I maintain flexibility, because let's face it, if you're taking your driver back and it's going here, this far, well, the club head's only in the air for so long. And the longer the club stays in the air, the faster you can move the club. And not only that, think about it logically. If the club head is only in the air, let's say it's 15 feet away from the golf ball, then you only have 15 feet in order to create speed. If that club is 30 feet away from the golf ball, now you have 30 feet to create more speed. So obviously, the longer we keep the club in the air, the faster we're going to be able to move it. Now, one of my favorite players here at Punta Mita is that former Division I athlete, Brendan Wood. And if you notice, Brendan is long and lanky, and one of the great things you'll see when Brendan hits golf balls is he has a lot of flexibility, okay? And that's probably because he's built that way, and second of all, because he's just in really good shape, okay? So for the rest of us, we need to work on our flexibility. So one of the greatest things I like to do with the driver is focus in on flexibility. So I'm going to put the club behind here. Now, you'll see a lot of people do this drill incorrectly, okay? They'll stand up here and say, I'm working on my flexibility, and everything will turn. You can see my zipper and my sternum are going this way. Well, I'm not really creating any flexibility that way. What I want to feel is I want to keep my zipper this way, and I want to turn my shoulders level as far as I can. And you can see for me, my driver can only go about this far. I'm going to hold it, push it a little bit farther, hold it. I can feel some pressure back in here, and then release. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to push it to here, hold it, push it a bit farther, hold it, and release. Now we want to hold those positions for a couple of seconds each. Please do not do ballistic stretching, because if you stand up here like this and you're doing this, you're not going to do yourself any good. If your hips are moving a whole bunch, you're not going to do yourself any good. So the hips are immobilized. You can actually sit on a stool and do this in your kitchen and kind of get that particular feeling. So we want to have a little bit of flexibility going back. We also want to make sure that we have that flexibility going forward as well, so you can do it on the other side as well. Now, I'm not telling you to stay in your house and do 15 minutes of stretching on one side, 15 minutes of stretching on the other side, making this a 45-minute stretching program. Would it be great if you could? No question, but we all have other things to do. The second thing we want to do is when we're practicing and when we're actually hitting golf balls, you need to work on flexibility, okay? And we need to, sometimes you might have to let your left heel rise, okay, to get that little bit of extra bit, a little bit of extra turn in lieu of working on your flexibility. So it's okay to let that left heel come up a little bit. There's a big difference between you staying glued to the ground and swinging here, you let your left heel come up and get it back a little bit further. You'll have to kind of experiment with it. Yes, when you let your left heel come up a little bit more, you're going to turn a little bit more. It's going to throw your timing off just a little bit. Just take your time, have some fun with it, and practice with it in the interim of working on your shoulder and your hip flexibility. But that is probably the most important thing you can do while you have time, is work on your flexibility. And for those of you that have the ability to do yoga, gyrotonics, Pilates, things like that, any of those online stretching programs, TPIs and other good ones, anything you can do to work on your core flexibility, your body flexibility, is something that's going to help you in golf, okay? I don't care if you have 5 minutes a day to do it or you have 45 minutes a day. Something is better than nothing. So please take this time to learn how to get yourself a little bit more flexible. So when you do get the driver in your hand, instead of the driver staying in the air 15 feet, you can get it back there at 30 feet, 40 feet, whatever, and you have time to create speed. Because I have never had anybody come into the academy and say, hey, I want to be the shortest, straightest hitter in my group. Everybody wants to bomb it, and everybody wants to hit it further than their buddies. In order for you to do that, you're going to have more flexibility. So take this time when you're sequestered inside to work on your flexibility. There's a million programs online that you can use to find those particular flexibility, those stretching exercises other than the ones I just gave you. If you have any questions, email me here at the Punta Mita Golf Academy and we'll give you some to look for. And in the interim, be safe, have fun, and look forward to seeing you on the golf course very soon.